Hey guys, down here, welcome back to another video, and in this one I'll talk about 7 apps that I use for smartphone photography. You probably knew about all of these apps in this video, but the goal of this video is not just to share the names of the app, but explaining how I use these apps together to create that final Instagram ready image for me. So without wasting any more time, let's start with app number 1, Google Cam. Technically, this is not a photo editing app, but I decided to add into the list because I take all my pictures using GCam. My phone Xiaomi Mi A1 is already well known for its camera performance at this price range, and the stock camera takes pretty good images too. But GCam is next level. With Google Software Wizardry, I can take images with really good details, great colors, and amazing dynamic range. Even if GCam don't use telephoto lens, the portrait mode is far better than the stock portrait mode made using two lenses. Usually the images of GCam are ready to use and perfect, but not so friendly for editing because of extra contrast GCam has. But the option to shoot RAW fixes this problem and makes the process even better. Number 2. Lightroom. Lightroom is the anchor app in post-production. Every picture I intended to edit will go through this app. Lightroom is almost powerful as a computer version, maybe more intuitive to use the mobile version. Not many apps can claim that. Lightroom is really good at basic corrections like exposure, white balance, curves, and etc. Over these, there is 3 features that I heavily rely on: HSL, selective edits, and RAW support. HSL means hue, saturation, and luminance. This allows me to tweak individual colors. It is great for color corrections, but most importantly, to achieve the look that I like. Gradient filters, which is under selective edits, is a feature that not many people appreciate enough. Gradient filters help to apply edit to specific portion of the image. The way I use gradient filters is dependent on the image and it is different all time. I use to improve the composition or bring the attention of the viewer to where I wanted, and many more. Third, RAW support. In case you don't know, RAW is an image format which is not compressed and has almost everything image sensor captured, which gives more space to edit in post-processing. But RAW images take up a lot of space compared to the final JPEG images we usually get, but for me, it's worth it. I do have a DSLR and GCam can also shoot in RAW, which makes the Lightroom the anchor app in post-production. Number 3. Snapseed. Before Lightroom, Snapseed was my go-to editing app for photos, and if you ask me to pick a single app from the list for the rest of my life, I'll pick Snapseed. Snapseed is jack of all trades kind of app, but it is master at few things. Mainly I use it for perspective correction, expansion of the image, and healing. Unlike Lightroom, Snapseed uses software algorithm to add pixels in image whenever I correct the orientation of the image. It is hard to explain in words. It won't work every time, but when it works like magic. Apart from these features, I use selective edit and brushes, which is similar to gradient filters in Lightroom but works differently. And I also use lens blur to fix the portrait mode bokeh. All these features are controllable with layers, which means your creativity is the limit in this app. I could make a complete separate video about each features in this app because Snapseed is packed with features. Plus, it also supports RAW images, which is cherry on the top. Number 4. Touch Retouch. Touch Retouch only does one thing and it does it best. The previous 2 apps support healing or cloning in images, but I never used those features after having this app. Image healing feature in Snapseed is already great, but this app works like magic. What Touch Retouch separates from other apps is the amount of precision and control we have in this image healing process. My favorite feature in this app is the line removal tool. There will be always power lines obstructing my view whenever I point up the camera. But using this line removal tool, you can remove those power lines flawlessly. If you haven't found a solution for these problems, this is the app you have been looking for. Number 5. Lens Distortions. Like Touch Retouch, Lens Distortion app focuses on only one feature: overlays. You can add different types of lens flares, fog overlays, rain, snow, shimmer effects, and many more. First time, this app seems so cliche for me. Putting overlays over images doesn't seem authentic and original to me. But the idea of this app is these overlays are meant to enhance the existing effect, not to add any extra. Our cameras are still not perfect at capturing what we see when we capture the moment, especially when you take pictures with your smartphones. These overlays helps to enhance the composition and the context of the image. One key thing to remember, the goal is to put an overlay that looks like part of the image and does that by nobody even noticing it. Number 6. VSCO. VSCO is a really popular app among smartphone photographers. It has a really good basic correction panels including HSL controls, but I still prefer and use Lightroom over VSCO. But what I love about VSCO is its amazing filters collection and community tab. For a very long time I refused to use filters in VSCO. Still I don't use much of it, but 3 filters I like the most are A6, E5 and G2. But the community tab is what I most enjoy about this app. For me, VSCO is a far better place to get inspired as a photographer compared to Instagram. Number 7. Google Photos. I know what you're thinking now. Yes, this is the app everybody has. I understand, but Google Photos is a really important app for me. One, I can back up all my photos to cloud. Yes, it compresses the photos a little bit, but in return, you get unlimited storage plus the compression isn't that aggressive. 2. I can search all my photos based on the context of the photo, like the name of the person, objects in images, events, locations, screenshots, pretty much anything you're looking for. Also, Google Photos is able to identify my raw photos as images. Not all gallery apps can do that. So these are my 7 apps in my arsenal. I can develop an image from scratch using these apps. Most importantly, without even touching my PC. I'll probably make a video about some of the apps in this video in future, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that. Before ending this video, these apps are just tools to help you out in this process of creating. If you're not getting out and taking pictures or not focusing on composition or the story of the image, it doesn't matter how much apps you have or how good you are at editing images. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.